Hi, Ford in the Philippines here, and it's late night. Well, late night for me, 10 after 10. Bert's gone up to bed. We had a busy day today. I just thought I'd tell you what some of the things that we learned. This is, I suppose, late night meandering, and I heard two really interesting things which have helped me. One, some time ago, I listened to quite a well-known motivational speaker. He was talking about goals. He was saying about how you need to know exactly where you're going. And one of the examples he gave was of a boat. And he said, imagine that there was a great ship in the harbour and it was full of fuel, everything was ready, it was loaded with the cargo, and then the engines were started and it was pointed out to sea without a crew, without a captain, and it was just sent out. Engines are going, the boat is working perfectly, and where does it go? Well, who knows? Anybody would know. So, what do you learn from that? Well, you learn from the fact that it's one thing to have a great boat, it's one thing to have a cargo. You can be all loaded up with everything that you need and have engines that work perfectly and all the fuel, but unless you have a captain and he has a plan, then nothing will work. So imagine the same boat, it's all loaded up, it has a crew that knows its job, has everything that it needs, and it has a captain. And he has a chart, and he knows exactly where it's going, and he knows how to instruct the crew. So he's in charge. He has a clear view of where he wants to go. He sets out, everything works right, he knows what to do, he knows where to go, and he pilots the boat to its destination. How does he know the destination? Well, that's all part of the plan, and it has been thought through. So, unless we actually have a plan, unless we know where we're going to get exactly that. We're going to get to don't know. That place called don't know where you're going. So you end up wherever the boat ends up. So I like that idea of the boat, and I learned a lot from that. Now, I just learned another example of using the boat as the metaphor, and I thought that this was a really great one. Now, when I find a friend who is wise, I hold on to that friend, and I listen, and I try to learn. And when I find myself in a situation where I need to think through the thing clearly, one of the things I do is I say, what would my friend have done? I did this with my early mentor, Noel Huntley. He's now a doctor, very, very clever guy, written about 15 books. I've spoken about him before. Nuclear physicist, he's a concert pianist, he's a great artist, he's a great thinker, great behavioral psychologist, got about 3 or 4 master's degrees, worked for the government in Aldermaston, and has written a book which I'm presently reading. But another recent arrival on my horizon for seeking and listening for words of wisdom, and that's, strangely enough, our friend who likes to be known as Little Bit Rich. And in the recent trials that we've had, one of the things he says was, coincidentally, to use the boat as the metaphor. And he said, when challenges come, to the undisciplined mind. The undisciplined mind behaves like a boat at sea. It gets battered and beaten by the waves, and it can be pushed here and there and knocked off the spot. Well, what about the disciplined mind? Well, we know, most of us know all about the undisciplined mind. I certainly do. So the disciplined mind, now that behaves differently. It's still at sea, because that's life, but instead it behaves like an island. Disciplined mind holds its position. The waves come and go, it may get battered, but it doesn't move. It stays where it is. And for that, we are thinking of our lives, of our behavior on a daily basis, that we are unmoved in our resolve to be what we are and where we will go. So that's the disciplined mind. So don't be like a boat, as he said to me, be the island. And that, I thought, was a great metaphor. So that's my late night meandering. I'm going to make that a short one. Mercifully, you say. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Keep learning.